Good evening, good morning, good day, to wherever you may be. Midnight, AM, 8 p.m. This is news that you might find interesting. Gilead. FDA approves first ever COVID-19 treatment in U.S. Not a vaccine treats symptoms of the novel coronavirus. A lot of places need that right now. Trust me, been around some places. October 22nd, 2020 is when the FDA formally approved Gilead Sciences, GILD ticker, antiviral drug remdesivir as treatment of COVID. This marks the first and only fully approved antiviral drug treatment for COVID-19. Are you listening to me? President Trump says COVID vaccine is coming. It is going to be announced within weeks and delivered by the military. The New York Times a couple of weeks ago called it remarkable. The military standing by to deliver this. According to a release by a clinic, the second wave of COVID-19 is forthcoming, and experts warn that the U.S. will see rapid acceleration in cases this fall. Earlier this week, the U.S. recorded more than 60,300 new cases, and the national 7-day case average hit about 59,500, an increase of about 73% in 5.5 weeks, a date from Johns Hopkins University shows. In Mississippi, COVID-19 alone, they have hospital-related hospitalizations are up 24% just from last week. The recent increase in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations led Governor Tate Reeves to reinforce restrictions in 9 counties. And vaccines cannot come fast enough for some of these states. COVID seems to move faster than the fires in California. The more I try to be careful, the more I end up being around it. Gilead is one of the companies everyone should watch. They even have a small dividend. Depends on if you're a long-term investor or a short seller. I have a lot on Gilead I could put out. It goes along with my college classes. Everyone has been talking about how the stock market is going to crash. How there's going to be one of the biggest crashes ever seen. I don't think I don't think so. I don't see it coming. It might go down a lot, but it's not going to crash. Debate 2020. Plan to focus on 6 topics. They're too good. Topics: fighting COVID-19, race in America, climate change, national security, American families, leadership. What are the charging stations coming from that someone keeps mentioning? I've not heard much about them, how they don't do it themselves. Biden responds to questions on Hunter's work in Ukraine. Nothing was unethical. Other news: Pelosi's stimulus deal is close, but many may come after elections. Every time you say stimulus, stocks go up, stocks go down. Depends on what they're talking about in it. Stocks typically climb regardless of who's in the White House because they think it's going to crash because election time. No, it might go down, it might go up, depends. Stock market doesn't decide who wins, but election history shows a weak performance in the run-up to the vote favors the challenger. If you're worried about how the stock market will fare in a divided government, history shows stocks tend to go up regardless of who wins. Pay attention to it, you might see it. Stocks on track to snap 3-week winning streak last week. Investors were unmoved by the president's debate. They are focusing on the stimulus talks and the earnings. Like I said, the more you say stimulus, the more stocks go up, and depends on how you're using the word. The S&P finished the week with declines. Investors too soon for an election night party. I know they want to party hardy. The outcome will be a boom for the stock market. Myrick is planning to... Oh, it did it again. We'll just